Chemistry of Tans or Sunburns by Gaddy. Does the chemical makeup of certain people's skin cells cause them to burn or tan easier? The answer is yes. How does tanning happen? There are two types of ultraviolet radiation that reach your skin. One is UVA and two is UVB. The UVB radiation causes the upper layers of skin to burn, while the UVA radiation is what makes people tan by penetrating the lower layers of the epidermis, which then triggers cells called melanocytes to produce melanin. Melanin is the brown pigment that causes the tanning of people. What are some tanning downsides? UVA tans make you tan, but they also can cause serious damage. The UVA rays penetrate much deeper and can go all the way through the epidermis to the dermis, where then it can damage a person's immune system, making it harder for them to fight off diseases like melanoma, which melanoma is the most serious type of cancer that you can get. Ways to prevent getting sunburned. Using sunscreens with higher SPF provides better defense against UV rays. SPF stands for sunproof factor, which the higher the sunproof factor, the less likely you are of getting a sunburn. So you can go to the store and get sunscreen with the SPF of 15, which I believe is the lowest one, or you can get it like SPF 30, SPF 50, and all those numbers. So the higher SPF, the better likely you are of not getting sunburnt. Ways to prevent getting sunburnt are wearing long sleeves, which if you wear long sleeves, then your arms aren't exposed to the sun. You wear long pants, so your legs aren't exposed to the sun, so it's less skin to get exposed to the sun. 3, eat plenty of saturated fats. 4, you drink tea, especially green tea, because it offers a complex arsenal of antioxidant compounds. 5, eating lycopene, that famous serotinoid found in tomatoes. Some easy genetic chemical makeups. These are the ones that are easier to get a sunburn than the other ones, which I'm going to talk about the other ones in the next slide. Some of these easier ones to get sunburnt are the people that are Irish, Scottish, or Northern European. They are easier to get burnt because of how pale they are. Now these are the ones that are harder. There are harder genetic chemical makeups to get a sunburn. These are the ones that are already have a darker complexion or are, for instance, African American. It's pretty hard for them to get sunburnt because of how dark they already are. So they're less likely to get sunburnt than the Irish or Scottish or Northern European because they're not as pale as the other ones are. What to wear when you are trying to prevent a sunburn? Well, hats, but the best hat to probably wear to prevent from getting a sunburn is a floppy hat. The floppy hat, it protects your ears and your neck, which are very vulnerable, are very easy to getting sunburnt because they're exposed a lot to the sun. Another one is sunglasses. It helps with sunburn, but it also helps with your eyes because if you get too much exposure with the sun and your eyes, then it can mess up your vision. And sleeves, like I talked about in the couple slides before this one, it covers up your arms so your arms aren't always exposed to the sun, so they don't get burned as easily. And closed-toe shoes. Closed-toe shoes are the best to wear because, well, if you wear closed-toe shoes a lot, then your feet are really white. So then if you wear sandals, which are probably the worst to wear if you're trying to prevent from getting a sunburn, but if you do wear sandals and your feet are really white, then it's more likely for you to get a sunburn on your foot. And sunburn on your foot, nah, it doesn't feel too good. This is a picture of first-degree burn. As you can tell, it's not really bad. It's painful, but not too bad. It's just red. Aloe probably take care of it. If you don't do that, then it'll heal on its own, but it'll still be painful. This is a picture of second-degree sunburn. Now this one, as you can see, it's red, but it has blisters on it. And whenever you get to the second-degree burn, that's when the blisters start to come in play. And the blisters, I've never had this, but they don't look too comfortable and don't look too fun to have. This is a picture of third-degree sunburn. As you can see, this is like a combination of the first and second one, because it's really red and there's blisters and it's also peeling, so it's like a combination of the two. But this is probably the worst sunburn you could ever get, and probably the most painful sunburn you ever get. And if you get it once, you'll definitely take care of yourself to not get it again. Now, some fun facts about sunburns. Sunburn is the gift that keeps on giving, because unlike other types of skin burns, sunburn is not immediately apparent, and the redness develops between 3 and 5 hours after being out in the sun. The redness peaks approximately 12 to 24 hours after sun exposure, and it'll fade over the next 72 hours. So after 72 hours, the pain should pretty much be gone. But people with fair skin and light-colored hair have less melanin and are at higher risk of getting a sunburn than compared to the people with darker colored skin. Like, that's what I talked about in a couple slides before this one. Some people can develop sunburn after less than 15 minutes of sun exposure. People in regions that are closest to the equator, like South Africa and Africa, like especially those countries over there that's closer to the equator, and higher altitudes like the mountainous areas, are at higher risk for developing sunburn. Number 6 is certain medications make the skin more sensitive to burning, like non-steroidal and anti-inflammatory drugs such as ibuprofen, Motrin, quinolone, and tetracycline. Antibiotics like Cipro, Levaquin, and tetracycline, and hydrochlorothiazide, HZTZ, among others. Number 7, no treatment has been shown to help resolve the sunburn quicker, but some may help relieve skin discomfort. Now, number 8 is non-steroidal and anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs or DS, such as aspirin, ibuprofen, or naproxen, may relieve the pain. These medications are especially helpful if you take them as soon as you notice pain, so right after the sunburn happens. The benefit of NSAIDs or these decreases after 24 hours. Steroid creams such as hydrocortisone, triamcinolone, and etc. have been studied and are not effective for treating sunburn or pain from sunburn. Cool compresses such as aloe-based lotions and lotions or sprays with a local anesthetic, like numbing medication like Solarcaine and Dermaplast, have not been shown in studies to be helpful, but aren't harmful, so may be worth a try to help with the sunburn. And that is Sunburns, The Chemistry of Sunburns or Tanning by Gaddy.